Why are Africans destroying African auto manufacturers? Hello, my name is Collie Brown. Welcome to Africa Business Channel. Let's take a look at how you and I, our actions, are affecting or destroying the African auto manufacturers. I'll use a story to illustrate. So let's say, for example, you want to buy a car. You've saved up your money, you want to buy a car. You're super excited about buying that car. Awesome. You saved your money, you worked hard. And you'd go up to a Toyota dealership and you say, you know what? I want to buy a Corolla or I want to buy a Camry. Awesome. You and your family are going to be proud owners of this car. Let's say you're a little bit more affluent. You have a little bit more money at your disposal and you decide you want to buy a Toyota Lexus. It's a luxury car. But you've worked hard, you've saved your money. Right? Between you and your wife, you've got this money, you're going to buy this car, and it's going to be a nice car for your family. Awesome. Let's say you're even more fortunate and you started a little company on the side. You made good money and you decide, you know what? I'm going to go all the way out. I'm going to go get myself a Range Rover. Top of the line luxury. Awesome. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's a huge, huge accomplishment. Everyone would be proud. You should be proud. You and your spouse, you got this new vehicle. Awesome. And on your way home, you're driving your vehicle, you drive the long way around. You make sure everyone can see you in your new vehicle. Hey, you should be proud of your vehicle. You worked hard and you saved your money. Nobody gave it to you. You worked hard for it. So now you drive home your vehicle and you wave to your friends and they look at you with your new vehicle and they say, hey, isn't that Johnny? Isn't that Mary driving that brand new vehicle? Okay. So you get to your gate and the gate is open. And you drive in and you park your car. You walk into the house. And for the next year or so, you ensure that any little speck of dust that falls on that car, you wash that car. In other words, keep that car super clean. Why? Because it's your car. You worked hard for it and you got to protect it. So now the next morning, you're heading out to work. And you say to yourself, wow, I'm going to be driving my car for the first time to work. My co-workers are going to see this car and, they're going to be looking at it and like, wow, that's a nice accomplishment on your part. And you jump in your car and off you go through your gate. And you drive your car to the first stoplight. And as soon as you stop the car, 6 kids rush to your car. Some with squeegee in hand saying, hey, ask it, can they clean your windshield for you? Can they do something to dust your car, whatever the case may be? Can they sell you a bottle of water? And you are thinking, wow, they might scratch my car up. Please don't touch my car. I don't want your help. It's a new car. I don't need your help. I have a question. What are those kids? What are those kids doing there? Why are they there? I have some bad news. You and I are the reason they're there. Yes, you and I are the reason those kids are there. Let me explain. When you purchased your car, there were 2 contracts that you signed. The first one was what we call the purchase contract. Everybody knows that. You sign the purchase contract, you give them your money, and they give you the keys. And you drive home nicely. But there's another contract that you signed indirectly. And that contract is with the manufacturer of that car. In fact, that contract is specifically with the workers that manufacture the parts for that car. Because the contract you're signing says, you, whatever your name is, promise to continue to buy parts for this vehicle, to keep this vehicle in running order, so long as you want to keep this vehicle in driving order. You promise to buy parts from them because you need parts to keep a vehicle in driving condition. So that contract is with the young people in the country where the car was made. You and I are making a personal contract with them to ensure that they will have a job making parts for your vehicle for as long as you own that vehicle and you keep that vehicle in driving condition. You're also doing something else. You're also ensuring that young African engineers and high school graduates don't have a job because your contract is not with them. Your contract is with a young worker in some foreign country, most likely Asia or Europe, for them to produce parts. First of all, to create the car, and secondly, to create the parts for your vehicle. And these young Africans, when they graduate from school, your kids and my kids and friends and family, when they graduate from school, you and I are ensuring that they will not have that engineering job or that assembly line job to make the car or the parts for your vehicle. And guess what? That home that you left with that nice tall wall around it, that 10-foot wall with the barbed wire on top, do you know why you need that barbed wire? You need that barbed wire because that home, you're trying to protect it from someone coming in and stealing your stuff. But they're stealing your stuff because you have ensured that they don't have a job. Now let's come back to these kids. So those kids are on the street trying to earn a few shillings so that their parents and themselves can eat. Because you and I ensured that their parents had no job when they left school, whether it's high school or college. We ensured, because the contract we have is with the foreign worker. So that young foreign engineer, we're guaranteeing him a job. That young foreign assembly line worker, we're guaranteeing them a job. But we're also guaranteeing that our youth, Africa's young people, will not have a job. And as a result, they don't have enough money to send their kids to school. Those kids should be in school, learning math and English and engineering, so that they can one day design a car that you and I are going to buy and drive. But that is not what is happening. Our guarantee, our promise is to buy the parts to keep that vehicle to the foreign worker. And instead, our young people in Africa had no job because you and I, with our purchasing power, have ensured that they don't have a job. This leads to insecurity because when young people have no jobs, you're going to need that 10-foot wall and you're going to need that razor wire. While in these other countries, they are living well. Their young people are thriving, their young people are competing, and the young people, the extra young ones, are not on the street begging or trying to squeeze your vehicle for a few shillings or naira or rand. Now, so you and I, most of the time we don't think of it that way, and no one has ever sat us down and said, you and I, are being destructive. Now, government policy may still be to allow millions of these vehicles to come into the country or come into the continent. But no government is going to put a gun to your head and say, you must buy these foreign vehicles. No, you can buy local vehicles. You don't have to buy. No one's going to put a gun to your head. So you say, okay, but I already have a vehicle that I bought. What should I do? Well, just don't buy anymore, or at least cut down the amount you buy and buy local. When you do that, you're ensuring that you have a contract with these young people to have a job for years to come. And these young people will then in turn be able to send their kids to school, and they won't be a nuisance to you on the highway or on the on the road, and so on and so forth. Now, some might say, well, I'm buying these foreign vehicles because They're luxury vehicles. They're high quality vehicles. Well, I want you to take a look at these three vehicles. These are all manufactured. One is manufactured by Innosan Motors, one is manufactured by Nord, and the other one is manufactured by Kantanka in Ghana. All of these are high quality vehicles. African manufactured vehicles are high quality, competing at the same level as foreign manufactured vehicles. Take a look at these vehicles and tell me if that vehicle isn't high quality based on what you're looking at. In addition, there's an advantage in buying local. Foreign vehicles, when they're manufactured, are not usually manufactured for Africa. So therefore, things like the suspension of those vehicles are manufactured for foreign roads. And if you know, foreign roads tend to be a little bit more smooth and better quality than African roads. So the suspensions are not designed for African roads. And as a result, you buy these foreign vehicles and quickly the suspensions are torn up by African roads. If you were to purchase an African-made vehicle, the suspensions and other things are made specifically for African roads. In other words, they have beefier suspension. That means that you have less wear and tear on your vehicle, and from a maintenance perspective, it is cost you less to maintain. So there's a significant advantage in buying local. So we know that you and I, through our purchases, through our individual purchases, are causing the jobs that we have. When you think about it, the jobs that we have in Africa that should be generated and staying local, we are ensuring that those jobs go overseas with our individual actions. Each and every one of us, you and I, we have the power to stop that. We have the power in the purchase. No one can tell you what vehicle to buy. Only you and your family members can decide. But when you decide to buy a foreign vehicle, understand, whatever reasons you have for buying that foreign vehicle, the result is going to be two contracts. One to buy the vehicle, and it doesn't matter, by the way, if you buy the vehicle in some foreign country and ship it back home. It's the same effect. Whenever you buy a vehicle, you're buying a contract. You're also signing a contract with the suppliers of the parts, or the country that supplies the parts, which is typically not Africa. You're signing a contract with those young people, guaranteeing that they will have a job for as long as you own that vehicle. So, you and I can control that. You and I can reverse that. Let's take a look at how bad this problem is. I earlier gave you some stats. 11 million vehicle in Nigeria, 3.5 million vehicle in Kenya. There's over 50 million vehicles in Africa. Some 90% of those vehicles are foreign made. That's hundreds of billions of dollars leaving Africa every single day. Billions upon billions upon billions of dollars are leaving Africa to buy new cars, to buy used cars being dumped in the African market, and to buy parts to repair these vehicles. Those hundreds of billions of dollars, if those cars were local, that money would be kept local. And as I mentioned earlier, the automobile sector in Africa employs people outside of, or should I say, subcontractors. So the net effect is millions of jobs. We African consumers are the cause of why millions of jobs are being exported. And we do that by our purchase. Government policy needs to change, but so is the action of every African consumer. And by the way, it's not just automobiles that this is happening in, but we're focused on automobiles today. Every single one of you need to think when you go to buy a vehicle, am I causing the young people sometimes even family members, from not having a job. We send them to school and we say, go get a college degree, go get a university degree, go get a high school diploma. And they have done that. They have done their portion of it. But we now need to do our portion and buy the vehicles that are manufactured locally. The contract or the secondary contract will be with our African children, ensuring that when they graduate engineering school, when they graduate high school, they have an engineering job waiting for them in the African automobile manufacturing sector. At this point, I'd like to extend an invitation to the CEO of Kantanka in Ghana, the CEO of Innoson Manufacturing in Nigeria, and the CEO of Nord Automobiles in Nigeria, or to any African auto manufacturing CEO to come on this show. Please contact us using the email below, Africa Business Channel, africabusinesschannel@gmail.com. If you know of these people and can get access to them, please let them know that there's a standing invitation for them. We'd like to discuss the challenges of vehicle manufacturing in Africa and the job opportunities for African workers when they come on the show. So, again, reach us at africabusinesschannel@gmail.com. And it's channel with one N.